You're listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour. If you miss any of the program, you can find the podcast at the bottom of the page at sunnyradio.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Coming up in a moment, we're going to talk about the Sioux Falls Air Show. Holy cow, it's sneaking right up. It'll be here next weekend already. Going to talk about all of the details coming your way here in just a bit. Also, later this hour, we have This Day in Sioux Falls History. We have your Market Beat Minute. And we have Tuesdays with Charlie. Yeah, I'm going to chat with my father-in-law. He'll be in, actually, he's not in the studio this week. First week in a while that he's not in the studio. He'll be over the phone if he answers the phone, I hope. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. The Sioux Falls Air Show is going to be here before you know it. It is July 29th and 30th. And as I look at my calendar, that is next Saturday and Sunday. I'm on their website right now. It looks like they're still looking for volunteers. I'm actually in the process of scheduling some interviews, so we're going to be chatting with some folks from the Air Show. But I've got the schedule here. Some of the folks that are going to be performing. I guess, first of all, we'll talk about the schedule. Saturday and Sunday, 8:30 a.m. till 5 p.m. both days. They have buses that are running to transport guests to the Air Show grounds. Performances begin at 11 a.m. Now, here's some of the things that we're going to be seeing. Special Operation Command Para Commandos, Vanguard Squadron, Skip Stewart Air Shows, Melissa Burns Air Shows, Ken Peach, Warbirds C-47, that's all brother, South Dakota Air National Guard F-16s, U.S. Marine Corps MC-22 Osprey demonstration team, and the U.S. Air Force F-16 Viper demonstration team. All of that starts at 11 a.m. And then at 2:30, U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds, 4 p.m. performances end, and 5 p.m. gates close. So that is scheduled for both Saturday and Sunday. And if you'd like to see this, SiouxFallsAirshow.com is the actual website you're going to want to go to. Now, there is something a little earlier than that. Thursday, the 27th, they have Discover Aviation Day, sponsored by Aerostar, and this will be at the Maverick Air Center in Sioux Falls, and you can find this information online as well. A lot of stuff going on during that event. Again, that's coming up next Thursday. If you'd like to learn more, there's a pile of information, guest information, schedule, performers, activities, displays, a lot of stuff at SiouxFallsAirshow.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
This Day in Sioux Falls History brought to you by the Sioux Falls Fun Page and Sunny 93.3. It was on this day, July 18th, 1899, A. Lester Hire Packing Company began operations in South Sioux Falls, processing 150 hogs the very first day. Nobody knew it at the time, but the business had been doomed before it ever started. 3 different businesses had owned the packing house, and between them had invested over $1 million, which would be like $35 million today. That's all before a single hog had been processed. R.F. Pettigrew's Sioux Falls Stockyard had laid out the plan for the original operation back in 1890 and invested over $370,000 before running out of money. They stopped construction before the building was operational. 5 years later, Andrew Pettingill, one of Pettigrew's original partners, reorganized under the name Northwestern Packing House. They invested hundreds of thousands of dollars more into additional land infrastructure and also in finalizing the main building. However, upon installing modern machinery and having everything operational and prepared to begin operation, Pet and Grill simply stopped. He never opened for business. It suggested old creditors came calling. And then finally, on this day in history, the A. Lester Hire Packing Company finally started to see some production out of all of that investment. But it was to be very short-lived. Those same creditors that came for Pet and Grill showed up at A. Lester Hire's door as well. As the lawyers and accountants worked to settle the account on the now-defunct Northwestern Packing House, they found they still owed money to construction workers, contractors, and even board members. It was settled in court that the sale of the business to A. Lester Hire Packing Company had been illegal, and the building and the equipment were to be auctioned off, with the purchase price going toward paying off debt. So A. Lester Hire Packing Company was out their investment and without a home. The building would sit vacant in South Sioux Falls near 41st Street for years until a WPA demolition project took place in 1939. This day in Sioux Falls history has been brought to you by SiouxFallsFunPage.com and Sunny 93.3.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Tuesday, July 18th, brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Equity markets advance Monday, starting the week on solid footing ahead of key economic data. Top of the list is the retail sales figures expected to show gains versus the previous month and versus last year. The caveat is that retail sales are expected to grow only 0.3%, which is only slightly better than inflation. At this pace, underlying demand is barely growing and compounded by higher prices. With the Fed slated to hike rates at least another 25 basis points, there is risk that demand could turn negative and bring the economy down. The index gained over 30% at the session high to hit a new one-year closing high. The index looks to retest resistance near 4660 and could reach that level within weeks. The question is what the market will do then, which could come down to the outlook for earnings. The FOMC is expected to hike rates, but if the outlook for the second half earnings improves, the market will continue to rally and set a new high. You can get the inside track at MarketBeatMinute.com.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at InsuranceChicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to InsuranceChicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at InsuranceChicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.